May 21st, 2013. Deepest regrets go out to those in Oklahoma who went through some tragedy this yesterday? It was yesterday. Monday. Tornado came through south part of Oklahoma City, and 21 people lost their lives. Living in Tornado Alley. I grew up in Oklahoma, so I know from experience. I was never in a tornado, but being in the vicinity, you learn to live and expect and respect Mother Nature. I know as a young child, I remember in Oklahoma City there on 26th, probably 7 or 8. So I hadn't lived there very long, and one of the neighbors across the road had a little cellar, and I remember there was a tornado sirens went off, and brother and I was going to go over to the shelter, and I remember going in and asking my mother to come along with, and she was very steadfast in saying that go ahead, sons, go. And I asked her why she wouldn't go, and she said, well, the Lord will take me when it's my time to go, and I'll be more than happy to go when the time comes. So she was never afraid of much of anything. I guess it comes with age and wisdom, so that you take things as they are, and things will happen whether you try to prevent them or not. But later on, I remember being a teenager, and Mike and I went trying to chase down a tornado, and that was a different experience altogether. You know, you're young wild teens, and I remember it was in Mike's car, and we were listening to the radio and trying to pinpoint which it was, and he was taking these back dirt roads, and then all the weather came down, and the roads were just thick, gooey mud. So we got stuck a couple of times, and it was really not a smart thing to do. Twister chaser. I was thinking that today in the car, Twister chaser. So that sounds like a drink. Give me one of those Twister chasers. But anyway, you live in Oklahoma. I remember Yukon. Yukon was pretty safe. It was Yukon's a little suburb out west of Oklahoma City, about 10, 15 miles outside of town. And the way it was explained to me that I remember hearing is that the way where it was positioned is that the tornadoes never came from a certain direction, so it was hardly ever they came directly west. If they came from the north part of town, there was a river, North Canadian River, and the river would block it, hit it, and pitch them up. And then the north or the south side of town was the freeway, interstate. And that was always said that it was built up along there, that it would hit that and bounce up, and it never came from the east, storms. So never heard of a tornado hitting Yukon there. So once we moved out to there, it was pretty safe. But and they always say that the metro areas have these big updrafts of the heat, and the way they're positioned is that they'll never, once the storms come in, it kind of gets diverted. You can kind of see that sometimes here, like in Twin City Metro, if there's things come in, all the tornadoes that I know of go around the city because of that big old airlift of hot air and stuff, asphalt jungle, as they call it. So never seen that. Even though, what was it, 2 years ago? Wasn't I was his last year, but no, I don't think it was last year. But North Minneapolis did get hit by a tornado pretty bad. I remember we had to, Comcast went down and had to trim all the cable, the loose wires and cables hanging, cut everything down, and then had the electric guys come in and run all their stuff. And once their stuff was up, then we came back through and hung all new drops. To get all the services back up and going. A few of us worked there a few days. I only worked just one call came in because it was summer and it was really hot, nasty, not very pleasant. But I did volunteer for one of those couple hours in the evening there after got close to quitting time, like 5 to 7, something like that. But yep, Mother Nature. You know, you live out in the coast. You get the earthquakes going on, and anytime you live around rivers, I know, living up in Floodwood there, along the river, that it can back up and really take out. That's usually not too much of really danger. It's just and even though there in Floodwood, I remember up to at the end of our road, that closest neighbor had a tornado come through in the early 60s and wiped out their original home, and they had to move in with the brother and never rebuilt that farmstead. That was pretty close to where that place was, but it's just kind of a hit and miss, and you just never know with those things. But I just want to talk about tornadoes and twisters and a few experiences I experienced in Oklahoma there, being where the heart of say Tornado Alley. And I know my brother is pretty safe. He lives in South Minneapolis, Oklahoma City there, and the town that was hit was Moore, and that was further south than where he lives. So I don't think it was in any immediate danger either. But my thoughts was with him as well. Alexander's there in Oklahoma. But I'm gonna leave you with a song. This came out. I was only 5 years old, so it came out in 1967. Jimi Hendrix, "The Wind Cries Mary." I know my Indian grandmother was named Raya for the wind. As an Indian name, Wind. Raya, named after the wind. But "Wind Cries Mary." So very, very good, very apropos for the situation. 1967. Very, very popular song. And I did buy one Jimi Hendrix record, even though he passed away early in life. He left a pretty good legend. Of course, all legends, you know, if you're alive, you're not a legend, right? Maybe you should play baseball, legend. Anyway, May 21st, 2013. The Wind Cries Mary.